I'm going to do an insight video again today. I've been talking a lot about oneness vibration. I've been talking about this sense of oneness vibration. That's all things at once, and how all things are interconnected. All sort of like all things are part of like the source of light creation. I've been talking about light workers. I've been talking about universal laws. I've been talking about ascended masters, and all of this is leading to like us coming back into this oneness vibration, which is the new sort, which is like the new consciousness, the new awareness for this age. And oneness is this state of being. It's being your authentic self. I was listening to something yesterday, and it was like an audio sort of book about light workers, and it was talking about things we need to do as light workers and how we're here to bring consciousness and healing and alignment back to the planet. And I feel this is like a lot of our sort of like purpose at the moment, and this is what the oneness vibration is about. It's bringing back oneness to our reality, but to like also connecting us to all realities and all aspects of source light creation or on source light manifestation, vibration, frequency. And this is what this time's about. This thing I was listening to is also was talking about different states or levels, and it was saying like sort of like the sixth level is like this sense of your higher self, and then like the seventh level was like coming into source light creation. And some of this sort of like some of this sort of like discussion was very much sort of connected into some of the stuff that I've been sort of talking about for a while now, where I've been talking about this oneness vibration, and it sort of like made me see with sort of like the energy vibrations and the frequencies and the consciousness on the planet, how sort of like this and why I've been talking about this oneness vibration for a while. Again, I'm seeing this orange flame, this orange sacred flame. This is like source light creation to me. This is also awareness. This is vibration. This is frequency. It's dissolving. It's opening up your energy centers to bring in and align once again to this universal law of correspondence, where it's very much around being in source light vibration and source light frequency, which is where the universal law of correspondence comes in. It also connects into with many masters and ascended masters. You talk about like Saint Germain, you talk about like Lord Lanto, you talk about Serapis Bey, Moira. All of these sort of like ascended masters are talking about oneness vibration. They're talking about the harmony, the frequency around it. It's sort of like it's very symbolic of again, when ascended masters talk about, they bring a frequency, but they are bringing in a frequency which is one aspect of oneness vibration. It's one harmonious or harmony frequency of oneness vibration, and this is why it's important, like with all the masters, that you align with some of the vibrations and the frequencies, because they're interconnected with the universal laws and the teachings that will bring back this oneness vibration, which is what was here on the planet when through like spiritual cultures such as Lemuria and Atlantis, that many people talk about these highly evolved cultures and these highly evolved spiritual cultures and times and ages. And it was very much because they were in oneness vibration, because they were open to source light creation. Each being was like a channel, and each being that was born into that culture then sort of like they had like knowledge and wisdom and learning to come back into that oneness vibration. You know, in Atlantis and Lemuria, in the times of the spiritual sort of like heightened awareness, they were teaching about crystals, they were teaching about vibrations, they were teaching about frequencies, they were teaching about telepathy and all these other sort of like spiritual gifts. Is it kinesthetic again, talking about like objects, and it's just like in this time they very much used crystals, they used vibrations, frequencies to manifest and create, and they used it in this time. And this is sort of like where I feel, well, the oneness vibration is bringing back like spiritual knowledge and wisdom and sort of like teachings for this age. You've got Saint Germain as well, who brings like the sort of the violet flame, but it's also about alchemy and creation. And this is what I mean when you start to look into it in the oneness vibration, you start to really come into it. Again, I'm getting this sense of this diamond, the diamond's sort of consciousness. And I was thinking about this yesterday, and the diamond consciousness is very much symbolic of the union, and I say like heaven and earth, but it's also about sort of integrating the higher self into with the human self, so that once you start to integrate the higher self with the human self, you create the union and the alignment, and that's where oneness vibration starts to come out. The two aspects of the diamond are two halves of a perfect whole, and in this sort of like human experience, we've got our human sort of bodies, and like the upper part of the diamond is like, so the human body is the lower part of the diamond that's connected to the earth and the planet, and it's the anchor that anchors in energy and frequencies for this age, and for this time of evolution. And then you've got the higher triangle, which is like the higher self, which is then opens you up to the source energy. I keep seeing an upside down triangle like this as well, and when I see this above my third eye, not my third eye, but above my crown chakra, it feels like the universe flows in through this upside down triangle. So it's like a new source energy, new source opening that's coming for many of us. The angelic guides are around us a lot at the moment. I feel the angels. I'm also feeling a pulling to talk about guardian angels and talk about archangels, and that, you know, all angels bring this harmony. Again, they're working to bring harmony and balance, but opening and union again, because this is what this whole time's about: is union with the source energy, and union with the oneness vibration. And all of this will bring online, like this teaching was talking about the authentic self. Well, the authentic self is the essence, is the soul, and it's bringing it online. But all things are part of the same whole. And again, when you start going into this, you start seeing, when you start developing more consciousness and more frequency, you begin to see that all things are interconnected and nothing's separate. So, you know, this time and this age is very much around sort of entering into your own source energy. How do you do this? Other things, the higher self is also connected to like inspiration, intuition. So like the universal law of inspired action talks about intuition, and sort of like again, the higher self is connected to this. So when you're starting to get impressions and feelings and intuition, this is your higher self trying to connect and align with your human self. And this is what needs to come online. Once it starts to come online, then the higher self will then bring you into your purpose, into your purpose. That each and every one of us has a purpose, because our souls have within like the other realms of dimension, the light of source light creation, each soul and its consciousness, this, you know, we come back to bring a state of consciousness, a key of consciousness, like I've said before, which is part of this bigger sort of like evolution that's going on, this bigger age. And each soul has a key of consciousness, and each soul has agreed to come back and bring a level of frequency, and this is the purpose of each being. Once you open up to your soul level of consciousness or key of consciousness, and you open that door, then you open it up to your higher self, you open up to source energy, light and creation, but also to your higher self, and then you become unified. So your soul, your higher self, and like you connect to the oneness vibration, then you connect to source light creation. And once you start to do that, you become an open channel. You become a channel to anchor the light, energy and frequencies that is needed for this age and this planet. And this is what we're moving towards. This is what's happening at the moment, and this is why we're finding these shifts in energy, these shifts in consciousness that each of us as beings are going through, and we're going through it for a reason. We're going to shift reality, shift the vibration, the frequency of the planet, to once again bring it back into union, once again bring it into harmony, once again bring it back into the oneness vibration, and connect us with the infinite dimensions of reality, of light and frequency and vibration, of wisdom and consciousness. And again, when I've talked about this, we've talked about like the Great White Brotherhood, which is a collective of beings, like collective of infinite beings that are working with us. You know, the angels work with them. also sort of like the the ascended masters work with them, and some of the ascended masters are part of this great white brotherhood, and they're all levels of consciousness and frequency that are coming back to this plane to once again bring it into harmony. But each and sort of ascension and activation starts with each and every being, and we have to start with with ourselves, and then we open up to the oneness vibration, the higher self, the source light creation. But you start with yourself, and this is why the universal law of correspondence is such a great starting point for so many beings, because it allows you to start to feel what it's like to be in that, to be in your own sort of essence, your own energy. And once you start to get into that, then you shift past the physical into the infinite sort of consciousness, the infinite reality. And it takes practice in doing it every day, sitting in your vibration, sitting in your frequency, like talking about today. And I'm saying I'm getting these kind of impressions where I'm talking about this infinite sort of like orange flame, and this upside down triangle, this diamond consciousness. This is all aspects of oneness vibration, source light creation, but it's also aspects of telling me that my higher self is starting to now connect and work with me. My higher self appears to me as a being dressed in white, with long white hair and a beard. I realise this now. I keep getting this impression, and when I talk about the higher self, this is what appears. It's like a being dressed in white with like a long white beard and long white hair, and it steps forward, and it works, and it guides with me. I'm also seeing a rainbow at the moment, and the rainbow is symbolic of the infinite frequencies and the infinite sort of dimensions working as one vibration of the oneness. It's a direct, again, symbolic representation of the oneness vibration. And it's also it talks about like source light creation, the fact that all of these colours in a rainbow sit on top of each other, but they're all sort of interlinked and interconnected, and they work in perfect harmony, and they bring this vibration of like source light creation and oneness vibration. And the rainbow is also symbolic of a shift in consciousness and a shift in awareness for us as spiritual beings, as infinite beings, as beings of energy and light, because everything is energy and light within the source light creation, and everything is vibrations and frequencies, and all of that links straight to consciousness, awareness, and this is what this time's about. And that's the insight for today.